look like a train wreck. My hair is everywhere. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. The puppy's doing okay. He's growing. He's getting more hair in and getting color on his little paws and his lips. I'll have my husband put in a before and after picture so you can see how much he's grown. We've been having to do some things differently with him. We had him wrapped up in a newborn diaper to keep him warm, but now that he's a week and change, I don't remember how much he is, but anyways, he his little legs weren't doing real well, so we're not putting him in a diaper anymore. We're just wrapping him up in a blanket. And I looked everywhere for a hot water bottle and I couldn't find one, and eventually I did find one on Amazon, and so I've been putting that in a box, and we put a real fuzzy blanket on top that we found at Walmart, and we've been putting him in there and keeping him on the water bottle, and he loves it. He's been sleeping more regularly now, and now if we hold him on our chest, which we like to do that, to know that, so he has interaction. He doesn't like it. He wants to be in his box, and he just squeaks and squeaks till we put him in there. We got him a little lamb chop. If you remember who Lamb Chop is, she was the puppet, and she used to sing, and she had a little donkey friend and things. And so anyways, we put that in there with him, and he likes it. It's bigger than he is, but he still likes it. And the only thing is we're trying to figure out his formula. He's doing well on it. He's growing and everything, but he's having a little bit of difficulties pottying, so we have to get the right ratio in there. And brought him to the vet last, Thursday, I think, and she said she could tell he was about a week and a half early, because he didn't have any fur on his feet. That they usually have some kind of down on their feet, and like a baby does on their face, they have some hair right here. Well, his little paws, he didn't have anything, and so just this week he started getting that on his feet, and so he's growing. And she said if he makes it 2 weeks, that he'll probably make it. So it'll be 2 weeks this coming Saturday. So, but my husband and I, he takes the night shift and I take the day shift, and he's doing much better, getting a little bit more stuff done. But like I said, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. My hair is just a mess. Everything about me is a mess. But, I know that it won't be as long as a newborn baby, so that'll be good. But he's, like I said, he's doing fine, and we'll see if he keeps growing and everything like that. We also had bought at the Tractor Supply 2 baby turkeys, and one passed away, and we don't know why, and this other one is kind of limping, and they just don't seem to be as good quality as if you buy them from a local farmer. So I'll be looking for them from a local farmer rather than if anything happens to this one. Well, I need to find another one anyways, because he needs a companion. But anyways, he's still alive, so he's doing good. We think it's a he anyways. Okay, so enough about that. And this week's just been crazy. We've been going, and we haven't got anything done on the house, and we need to get things done on the house. And so it's just been a crazy week. But enough about that. Let's get on to the stitching. Okay, I had 2 finishes this week. If you remember last week, I said that I was going to possibly finish these. So the first one I got to show you is my March. And I finished up all of that. So there that is. And then I hope you can see it. And then my second one is, get it out. This one I've been stitching on since 2022. And it's by Twin Peaks Primitive, and it's Stitching Autumn. And it doesn't look like it would be that hard to do, but this is a lot of stitching right here. And I've still got winter, spring, and summer. And I went ahead and, if you can see right here, I did her hair in a longer ponytail. I hope you can see that. And I didn't put a witch's hat on them. I changed the color of their stockings and her little shawl. And then there was supposed to be a leaf here, and I didn't put that there because I just didn't think it needed it. And then on the tractor here, this was all supposed to be stitched in white, but since it was the background is white, I just left it. And I think it looks good. So here it is. There, I hope you guys can see that. I really liked it. I like how it turned out. I don't know why I did this here, this color here, this color, and then these two colors. I should have mixed it up, but that's okay. I like this little squirrel. So I really like that. And that's where my finishes this week. Okay, let's go on to my starts. Okay, so I started April, and this one went pretty fast. This was all supposed to be white, and I did not do that. And then this was supposed to be all across here and down. I didn't do that either. And then this was supposed to be up here and down, and I didn't do that. So I've just got the tulips here, the word grow here, and I'll be finished. So that one went by pretty fast. So that is my morning stitch. My afternoon stitch, I started something new since I was done with, which one did I get done with? I guess the Thanksgiving one, or the autumn, Stitching Autumn by the Twin Peaks Primitive. So I decided I was going to, it was a toss-up, and I talked to my friend Angie at Threaded Treasures. If you haven't seen her video, go see it. She's been my best friend since 3rd grade, and so I feel like she's my sister now. Her mom used to babysit us when we were younger, and my mom had to work, so we've been best friends for a long time. But anyways, so we decided, my husband and I and Angie decided that I'd do the animal crackers. And I haven't really seen anybody do Millie, and I think she's so cute. But I didn't really like her colors, so I'm changing them like I normally do to suit how I like them. I like things bright and festive. I really don't like them drab, and that was kind of drab to me. So I used the pink that they said. The green is a little lighter, I think, and then it's got the little blue polka dots in it. And then this is just her forehead. That right there alone was almost 200 stitches. It's a lot. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. These are deceptively bigger than they look. And I'm also doing 3/1 because this is 14 count. I wanted it big for my grandbabies to play with if they want to. And so if they ever come to my house. So I'm doing 3/1, so there isn't any white showing. And this is the start of his ear right here, of her ear right here. So I'm really liking it. It's just, if you need to get a lot of stitches in, that's the way to do it. If you're playing games or whatever you need stitches for, that's the way to do it. And then I decided, last week I said that I was going to probably do the Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, but I decided I'm going to continue to finish up what I was working on in years past. And so I decided to do my Oh What Fun by Satsuma Street. And let me show you the whole pattern. Let me get this out. So there's the pattern. And I am liking it. So, and like I said before, I've had the same stocking now for since I was like 6. And so this is going to be my stocking. I'm hoping to get it done by Christmas. will have to see. But I really like this project because her colors are so bright and fun and festive, and I just really like it. It's kind of boring when you have to stitch the same color over and over again, but anyways, here it is. So remember, I do tack down these so that my material's out of the way. It does not rip my fabric or anything. These were supposed to be different colors, but I didn't realize, I realized it too late, and I'm not going to take it out. So I think it looks fine. So there I am. And these are all the colors for it. I don't know if I showed you these or not. These are all the colors for it. Aren't they fun? I just love them. I'll twist them so you can see. That's gonna really like that a lot. So anyways, that's what I've decided to do, is just continue to finish up my, if I'm hitting my microphone, I'm sorry. I'm trying out a new thing. I'm trying out a microphone, and then I'm also trying out a remote so I can start and stop. So if my starting face was off, it's because of my remote. I'm having a hard time figuring out. I started this and stopped it, but if anybody can help me out with it, I'd appreciate it. But I'm having a hard time finding where I should be looking at. I look all over the place, and it looks like I'm staring off into outer space. So I need to figure that out. If anybody could help me, that'd be great. Okay, so those were what I worked on this week. And those were my finishes. Millie, I am putting on 100 stitches a day, more if I want to, just depends. April, I'm putting 100 stitches a day. And then, oh, what fun, I'm trying to get 200 stitches a day. So we'll see how that goes. Remember last week I talked about a printer, and sometimes, I heard somebody say one time, sometimes we want something much bigger than we really need. And so my husband, we looked everywhere for one. I wanted a colored laser printer, but they're so expensive, and we just don't have the funds for that right now. My husband's retired or disabled veteran, and he's 100% disabled from the military, and so we only get paid once a month. And I'm not saying that for sympathy or anything, it's just life is hard. So anyways, we went to Walmart and we got a printer there, and it's been pretty good. I've not had any issues out of it so far, and I thought I'd show you this. I have it right here. So I have this happy planner. I found it on clearance for like $4 at Hobby Lobby, but it quits, the calendar itself doesn't have any more after July. So I went on, I went on Etsy. I'm sorry if I can't think. Words are hard for me today. Anyways, I went on Etsy and found the happy planner, and I paid like $3 for this, and you can customize it. So anyways, I printed this off, and then I'm going to cut it here, and then I have the little punch thing for the rings, the ring binder. So I will be doing that and putting it in there. But see, it does pretty good. It did it on cardstock. So if you want a good printer, so far it's got a scanner, and it copies and it scans and it prints. And I think we paid, it was on sale at Walmart. It's Epson. I think we paid $100 for it, which wasn't bad. And you can refill the cartridges and everything. So pretty happy with that. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you all about was some things that I decided to participate in. I was watching Jeremiah's mom. I think her name is Katie. And she was talking about the different games that she does to get her stitches in. And I'm getting a little bored. Remember, I said last week, if you remember, I said I was getting bored about my stitching. And so I decided to try these. And when I've been in for a couple of years, I took off last year, but I went, my friend Angie from Threaded Treasures, she invited me back again, was the Daily 30 group. And that is by invitation only. And they do it in the fall. I think it's November. You can ask people to be in, but anyways, you have a prompt every week that you can do, and it's build a cell, and you can do a challenge, and it's always a theme. Like, I think this week was, oh, I can't remember, but one week it was about labradoodles, and it was all about animal facts about dogs. And so you could do those prompts, or you can do just the daily 30. So you stitch for 30 minutes. There's no counting. If you don't want to count, I do count because that's what I do. But you stitch for 30 minutes, and you put a before and after picture, and then at the end of the week you get 1 point, and at the end of the year you can use those points for different things. So it's pretty fun because it helps me get in my 30 minutes that I want to get in. And usually I can do almost 100 stitches in 30 minutes. So that keeps me motivated. The only thing I don't like about these games is the before and after pictures, because sometimes I get to stitching and I forget about the before picture, or I get to stitching and I put it away and I forget about the after stitches. And I don't know, something's been wrong with Facebook here lately, because they have the days from bottom to top. So they start on day 1 at the bottom, and then it goes all the way up to day 5, which drives me nuts. And then, because I'm OCD, and it causes my anxiety to go high, it should be, I think, day 1 to day 5 like this. And then the pictures wouldn't upload, so it looked like I didn't. Oh, it's been a mess. Anyways, so that one I've been doing. And then, of course, I've been doing the magazine monthly challenges, the cross sticks. And this month, it's sweets. And I almost have everything stitched for the month of June. And then Jeremiah's mom, she said she's doing I Spy by, let's see here, Stitching by the Shore, Laura. And I guess every month she has a different theme. So this month I went on there and I decided to participate. It's been kind of fun. So the prompts were something that is squishy, and I put Santa is squishy. So I'm going to be doing my Satsuma Street stocking. And then a scallop shape. Well, if you look here on the candy cane, I had to look it up to see what a scallop shape was. I was pretty sure I knew what the scallop shape was, but anyways, the candy cane has a scallop on it. And then what is something that's peaceful to stitch to? And I said on April, rain is to me peaceful. When it's raining outside, it's peaceful to me to stitch to. And then something that starts with the letter U, and I put umbrella, which is in April. And then a B, B-E-E, and I thought about that one because I didn't really have anything that started with, that was a bee, a bumblebee, I guess. But then I remembered Millie, the elephant, had a hat on, and so I put a bee in my bonnet. And then a large motif, well, an elephant's a large motif, and she's a lot of stitches. And then a dad joke, something that is part of a dad's joke. And so I went and looked, and it said, "What is a poor Santa?" And I and it so what is a poor Santa? And a poor Santa is Saint Nicholas. So that was a dad's joke. And then you stitched on something that's purple. Well, the tulips in April are purple, and then, or the flowers in April are purple. And then something you do in the summer, and you splash in the rain. And so that was for my April again. And then something that, what is a bug that you see at a picnic? And I thought about that because I didn't have a bug at all in any of mine. And then I thought about, well, if an elephant came to a picnic, he would think of the people are bugs and he could step on us. And so anyways, that was a lot of fun, and I'm I'm almost done with that one, and that has really kept me up with my stitching. So, if you haven't seen that and you like to participate, go to Stitching by the Shore, Laura. I went to Facebook, and for some reason on the Facebook app, it never shows up with these groups. But if you go into Google and you write it in the Google account or Google search bar, it always shows up. So that's how I get into these groups. I did want to, so last week or this week, I wanted to maybe start a new section. It's called What is in the Box? And I hope I can get this over here so y'all can see it. But here's my box. And there it is. And that box. My husband got me that box for Easter. And let's see what's in the box. Sorry, let me put back on my microphone. Went to get the box and it knocked off my microphone. So let's see here. I can't do this better. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to reach in here and see what's in the box. And the first thing I have in the box is something I bought. I saw this being stitched. I don't know whose account it was on, but I fell in love with it. And I like Corey Batacore anyways. And it's called Quilting in Quilt. Quilting in Quilt. Yeah. And it's 240 by 160. So I got that this week. I'm sure it's going to be brighter than it looks right now. I really like her things. They're fun to stitch on. So that's the first thing. And then I was watching Stitching Sherry, I think. And she showed something that she was doing doing this year, and I thought it was a good idea. And so I'm thinking of doing it. Normally I do not stitch on Sundays. I give myself a break. But when I seen this, I thought that's a good idea, because by the end of the night, you've looked at everything you can look at on your tablet. We don't do anything on Sundays except for watch movies and just relax. And anyways, as Christians, Sunday's a day of rest for us, and so that's what we do. We rest all day. So, and then we have a Sunday reset at night. But anyway, so she started doing the Cricut collection. She's doing the Cricut collection seasons. And so she's doing autumn, and she said that she started in January doing one letter a month. And by the time October comes around, she'll have that one stitched. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. I can do that on Sundays. So I've been wanting to stitch this one, Cricut Collection Welcome. For when we get our house done upstairs, I would like this in my kitchen. And I thought, well, I could do maybe 2 a month. Or I can do just 1 a month, but 2 might be pretty easy to do, and then I could knock this out. So I have everything for it. I don't know if I started this or not. Let's see. Yeah, I did. So here's my little start. I forgot I had done that. I'm good. Everything's ready then. And here's the little rooster that I started. So there we go. And yes, I do grid all my fabric, and I have never had a problem with the stuff coming out. So ink coming out. I put it in the freezer and everything, and I've had no issues at all. So I'm thinking of doing this for my Sunday stitch. Just do 2 letters a month, and I thought that's not too rough. I will do that. And so I think I will start this next Sunday. Every Sunday try to work on 2 letters a month. I should have that out nothing flat. I had my remote. I don't know where it went to. Oh well. So I think that's about it. I do have more treasures in my box, and every week I'll pull out something so you can see what's in my box. And oh, I did want to show you my my big calendar. So here it is. But so far, so I reward myself. I got this. It's called the Ultimate Cross Stitch Planner. And anyways, like I said, I've got the punches for this happy planner. So I reward myself every month with stickers. And if I put stickers, so every day that I stitch, I get a sticker. And it doesn't just have to be cross stitch. I've done crochet and knitting and different things. As long as I put stitches in something, I count it. And so anyways, by the end of the month, if I have stickers on the majority, I haven't really set anything down, but because I'm not going to hold myself to it. If I don't stitch for a day, that's fine. And so anyways, but if I have a stickers on a majority of this, then I get myself a chart or something. So, as some people call it, stash enhancement. I pay myself because I feel like this is kind of like a job that I enjoy. It's a hobby job that I enjoy. And so I'm going to reward myself if I like it, if I do stitch the majority. And I would say the majority is 75% of the time, which I do that because we live out in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody to talk to except for my husband. And other than the puppy keeping me busy, there really isn't a whole lot to do. So stitching is my friend. I was going to say that if you like my videos, please subscribe. I've had a number of people who watch, but they don't subscribe, and I don't understand that. But I would really like my channel to be up and going. I have a lot of things I would like to talk about, charts to show, and little tips that I've had here and there. I've been stitching since I was 15, and so that's 40 years I've been stitching. And yes, it's changed a lot, but then again, it hasn't. And so, there's tips I'd like to share and different things like that. So if you're watching, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And once I reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. So I'd like to get at least 100 subscribers. I'm on episode number 23 now, and I only have 29 subscribers. I think it's probably because of my face. My face just looks like I'm mean, and I'm not mean. It's just the way my face is. I've always been a really solemn looking person, but I think I'm a lot of fun. I have fun with people, and this is my outlet to get out and talk to people and stuff. And um, so yeah, I want to mention that. And is there anything else? I don't think so. So I hope you have a good rest of the week. It's getting hot outside here. The humidity's up, but continue to do what makes you happy and stitch on what makes you happy. And okay, see y'all later. Bye.